Hello, true readers. I decided to make a short video today to discuss word usage in my poetry. I was inspired to make a video about this based on a Nightline interview, an ABC Nightline interview I saw with Eminem years ago, where the interview asked him how he was able to rhyme so many words so easily. And his response, I'm going to paraphrase him, I don't have an exact quote, but essentially he said he can rhyme any word he wants to just through rhythm and the usage in which he speaks it in a song. And I found that very interesting. And it kind of reflects a lot of the ways in which I write. So rather than speak words, sing words, I write words that are completely taken out of their definitional context. I use words at times that sound like one meaning, but actually hold a different definition. And I can get away with that at times because I feel that I surround that word with an emotion, a sentiment, an understanding. That the sound of the word lends weight and gravity to the poem itself. So one example I was going to put in this video here, is the word guttural, okay? In the poem that I wrote titled Bad Day, Awful Year, I use that word, okay? Now, when you hear the word gutter, you know what the word the gutter is, and you know who comes from the gutter and who rolls in the gutter and what the gutter kind of stands for. But guttural has a whole different kind of context to it, okay? So the actual definition of guttural is of a manner of speech characterized by the use of a guttural sound. It can come from the throat. It's harsh sounding, okay? However, when I write about the gutter, that carries a lot of the same understanding, right? It's harsh. It's roughneck. It's tough. But in the poem Bad Day, Awful Year, and a couple other poems I've used the word guttural, has nothing to do with harsh sounding words or sound effects. It has everything to do with rust that runs through the veins of our readers and our writers in the local Pittsburgh region and our artists. So let me just read to you Bad Day, Awful Year, okay? And this comes from my most recent poetry collection, Rusted Roads and Day-Old Roses. Above the road, clouds block out an emotionally absent sun. Rain tinks onto cars as pellets shot through tin cans. The air is cool. It slices at the adhesive of convenient lies. The other drivers, on their last gallon of gas, honk at and curse their fellow man. In the new order, guttural survival is violence. Enemies can be rammed over the precipice in this dystopian race to failure. A fistful of dollars and another gallon of gas. That's the price of collapse. So you can see in this poem, I use the word guttural and next to the word survival. And it's completely wrapped around the notion of driving, rust on the road, dirt, soot, humans mistreating each other, survival, the desire to trudge forward despite all the surrounding environment telling you to lay down and take it, right? So that's how I mean the word guttural in that poem. But you can see how it's completely taken out of the contextual definition of it. And I do this with a lot of words, and I feel like it's an important part of poetry and literature. Now, I'm not an academic, and I have no idea what English literature professors were teaching in school these days. I know the more grammarian versions of teachers hate this kind of thing. Okay, and that might be one of the reasons why I do it. Right, I don't have a lot of respect for the academics out there who have no interest in working class lives and working class literature. Right, the intellectuals always seem to adopt that kind of work well after it's been established by working class readers. They never want to seem to be on the the front lines of progress in literature. They always want to adopt something after it's been, you know, washed through several spin cycles and considered to be literature. Anyway, okay, that's all I have to say. You have a little bit more of an understanding of how I write at times, word usage. I don't do this in all of my poems. I usually one poetry collection, or I'm sorry, excuse me, one poem in each poetry collection is typically about the amount of usage I do with this technique. But if you are a Patreon subscriber of mine, you'll notice it in some of the work that I put up there. Okay, thank you, my friends, and I hope you're all getting ready for the holidays. It is now today. It's December 12th. I'm not sure what I'll be posting this video, but I'll be posting it before Christmas. So therefore, anybody who sees this video, I wish you the happiest of holidays. Thank you much. Bye-bye.